Have you ever wondered what happens when two galaxies, each holding billions of stars, crash into each other? Well, we're about to dive into one of the most incredible events in the entire universe. And these cosmic smash-ups, they hide a secret that solves a huge mystery about why some galaxies are bursting with life and others are not.
So when you look out into the universe, you basically see two main kinds of big galaxies. On one side, you've got these stunning blue spiral galaxies, kind of like our own Milky Way. They're full of gas and dust, and they're busy making tons of new hot stars. But on the other side, you've got these giant, reddish, almost blob-like elliptical galaxies. They might look peaceful, but they're pretty much galactic graveyards. No new stars are being born there at all. And here's where it gets really weird. When astronomers started counting and categorizing millions of galaxies, they found something odd. Most galaxies are either one or the other. They're blue and active, or they're red and dead. There's almost nobody in the middle. It's this strange gap, this cosmic divide, that scientists call the bimodal color distribution.
So that sets up our big question for today. What on earth is happening out there? What's the cosmic switch that can take a beautiful star-forming galaxy and just turn it off? How does it become red and dead? Let's play detective and follow the clues.
All right, our investigation is going to start with the #1 suspect for this galactic makeover, a truly massive event called a galactic merger.
The leading theory for a long time has been that these red elliptical galaxies are what you get at the end of a merger. You know, two blue spiral galaxies collide, and after all the dust settles, they become one giant red elliptical. But a collision on this scale is probably not what you're picturing.
You really have to wrap your head around this. A galactic collision isn't like a car crash. The individual stars pretty much never, and I mean never, hit each other. The space between them is just mind-bogglingly huge.
And this analogy just nails it. Okay, picture this. If our sun was the size of a ping pong ball sitting here, the very next star over, Proxima Centauri, would be a tiny pea, 680 miles away. So when two galaxies merge, the stars just sail right past each other like ghosts in the night. The real action is happening with all the stuff between the stars.
So if the stars don't crash, what does? Well, it's the enormous clouds of interstellar gas and dust floating around inside these galaxies. That's the stuff that actually smashes together. And what happens to that gas? Well, that's the key to this whole mystery.
So to figure this out, astronomers started looking for galaxies that were caught red-handed, right in the middle of a merger.
Take a look at this. This is a galaxy called NGC 7252, and it's a textbook example of a merger in progress. See those long, weird tails? That's gas and stars getting flung out by gravity. But when the Hubble telescope took a closer look at the galaxy's core, it found something, well, something that seemed to blow the whole theory apart. And here's the big plot twist. When all that gas collides, it gets squeezed together. And that kicks off a crazy, furious burst of star formation. I'm talking thousands of brand new, massive, super hot star clusters that shine an intense blue. So get this, instead of making the galaxy redder, the first thing a merger does is make it way bluer. This just makes our mystery even deeper. If mergers make galaxies blue, how do they end up red? To solve this puzzle, we have to bring in an invisible accomplice, something that makes up most of the universe, but doesn't exactly play by the normal rules. I'm talking about dark matter. Think of it like this. The normal matter, all that gas, is like a bunch of dump trucks hitting each other head-on. It's a total mess of friction and turbulence, and everything gets bogged down in the middle. But the dark matter, that's like the sand inside the trucks. It just sails right through the crash without a problem, only feeling the pull of gravity. It's an interesting clue, but it's still not the final piece of the puzzle.
Okay, the final clue, the real culprit, the thing that actually turns these galaxies red and dead, is hiding right in plain sight, deep in the heart of all this chaos.
You see, at the center of almost every big galaxy, including ours, there's a monster, a supermassive black hole. And during a merger, these black holes get an all-you-can-eat buffet. As all that gas gets funneled into the core, the black hole starts feeding like crazy, and it lights up, becoming what's known as an active galactic nucleus, or AGN.
And this, right here, this is the whole shebang. Let's walk through it. First, the merger dumps tons of gas into the galactic center. Second, the black hole gobbles it up, creating that super powerful AGN. Third, the AGN unleashes an unbelievable amount of energy, That energy then creates a powerful wind that acts like a cosmic leaf blower, blasting all the leftover star-forming gas right out of the galaxy. And once the fuel tank is empty, star formation doesn't just slow down, it hits a brick wall. It stops completely. That's the quenching process. So the key takeaway is how fast this all happens. The galaxy goes from that brilliant blue starburst phase to a quiet red phase in what is, cosmically speaking, the blink of an eye. This AGN feedback, that's our smoking gun. It's the mechanism that shoves a galaxy over that color divide so fast that we hardly ever catch one in the act. Mystery solved. Now you might be thinking this is all just some distant cosmic story that has nothing to do with us, but you'd be wrong. This exact same process is our destiny.
Yep, our Milky Way is on a direct collision course with our biggest neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. And this isn't a maybe or a possibility. It's a sure thing.
So look at this timeline. Right now, as you're listening to this, Andromeda is speeding towards us at 250,000 miles per hour. In about 3.75 billion years, it's going to be so close it'll fill our entire night sky. Just a little while after that, the two galaxies will start to merge, beginning this incredible cosmic dance. And then, in about 6 billion years, it'll all be over. They'll have settled down into one huge elliptical galaxy. Some people have already nicknamed it Milkomeda.
And just so we're absolutely clear, the chances of this happening aren't 99%. They're 100%. Thanks to incredibly precise measurements, we know this collision is baked into the fabric of our future.
Now, by the time this all goes down, our sun will have made Earth pretty inhospitable, but if anyone was around to see it, the view would be just unbelievable. The constellations we know would be gone, replaced by a sky filled with the swirling, churning chaos of two galaxies becoming one. A totally new, beautiful, and violent universe.
And that kind of leaves us with a big final thought, right? These collisions are violent. They set off starbursts, they awaken black holes, and they basically sterilize an entire galaxy. But they also create brand new, bigger galaxies. So what are we really looking at here? Is it a catastrophic end for two galaxies, or is it the beautiful, chaotic birth of something completely new?